is Path of Exile 2, and this is the end game content reveal. It's going to show some of the classes. I've not watched this video yet. Let's get it.
Get comfortable. For 20 years, Wraeclast has been free from any sources of corruption, but the Count of Ogham, tempted by promises of power, intends to harness it once more.
This asshole, bruh, so chain screens, yep. So this dude was in that gameplay trailer and slit that boy's throat for that Cthulhu-looking ass shit.
The dead are rising, monsters are mutating, and madness is spreading. Under the dark, monsters are mutating, and madness.
Look at the heads under here, bruh. Look at this shit.
Is spreading. Under the dark influence of corruption, the Count doles out sentences of death to any who would question him.
Blizzard day after throws up their... No one cares. What does that season do for anybody? It's the same bullshit. I'm sorry. That's classic Blizzard for you, though. I'm not gonna hold you. That is the most nothing new Blizzard thing I've ever seen. I don't give a shit. My disdain for that company is kind of irrational at this point.
And this is where you find yourself at the start of PoE 2. Explore the dark forests of Ogham. Traverse the barren plains of the Vasteri Desert.
This looks incredible.
And delve into the jungle ruins of Utsal, an ancient Vaal city. There are challenging monsters, hidden runes, lost camps and treasures, roaming merchants, and of course, unique bosses. No two areas are the same.
Holy shit.
It falls to you to track down the seed of corruption, the source of all this devastation.
Oh my god, bro.
You'll face fearsome monsters.
Are those gnolls? Holy shit.
The source of all this devastation. On the way...
Gnolls. Okay, guys. Random Dungeons and Dragons thing. I love gnolls. I think they're one of the coolest, most weird, fucking lore-gifted pieces of shit in the entire Dungeons and Dragons lore book. But, like, the fact that they're going to be in this game, yeah, fuck, man. December 6th, bro. I'm popping off for the night. Good seeing you, man. Hey, thanks for coming through, bro. I appreciate you, man.
You'll face fearsome monsters, meet strange characters, forge unlikely bonds, and uncover lost civilizations. But
was that a statue or was that breathing?
And uncover
She's breathing.
Lost civilizations.
Wow.
But first, you'll need to pick a class. Now, early access will initially have 6 classes available. Let's have a look at them. The Monk is a fast and furious melee fighter. He dashes in and out of combat and has mechanics that involve building up and keeping momentum.
This is the first time I've ever seen a monk in a game that made me be like, this kind of looks dope.
Like all classes in PoE 2, you'll want to use a wide variety of skills to mix and match different combos.
What was that bell? Was it a bell? What was that? What is
this? Mechanics that involve building up and keeping momentum. Like all classes in PoE 2, you'll want to use a wide variety of skills to mix and match different combos. To get new skills, you will first need to find skill gems.
Awesome.
Using a skill gem will open the gem cutting menu, which shows all the active skills available in PoE 2. You can choose an existing skill to level up, or choose to engrave a new one. Since this is a level 7 skill gem, even if you pick a new skill, it will immediately...
Tempest Bell, that's what that was up there, okay. It's on the second row on the... right here. That's what I saw. I was like, what, is that a bell, or...?
It'd be level 7, so there's no harm in trying out something new. The Monk primarily uses the quarterstaff. There are 3 schools of martial arts: lightning, ice, and wind. But don't think you have to stick to just one. The best combos are going to involve mixing elements of all 3.
This looks great.
Let's try.
Again, I never really ever watched a monk gameplay in any game and been like, yeah, I want to play monk. This is the first time.
Killing Palm. Like many monk skills, this can be used to quickly take advantage of a specific situation. If there's an enemy on low life, you can use Killing Palm to dash to them and kill them instantly. This will provide a power charge. Then we could use a different skill to consume that power charge for a much more devastating attack. The Monk also has powerful combo skills. Tempest Bell, for example, is a skill that places a giant
Thank you for the follow.
resonating bell. Hitting the bell causes it to ring, dealing damage to all enemies around it.
I love that.
You can also do things like freeze or shock the bell, which will add elemental damage to the strike.
That's really cool.
The monk also has a variety of abilities to empower his staff. If an enemy is close to being stunned, you can use Staggering Palm to punch them down. After that, any attack you do will shoot out wind projectiles. There are 21 active skills for quarterstaves, so this just scratches the surface of the options that you have.
So just with the quarterstaff, you have 21 active skills. Brother.
By endgame, you'll be dashing from pack to pack, spewing projectiles and obliterating screens of enemies with huge combo attacks. Now, if you like a style of melee that's a little slower but hits much harder, then the warrior is for you. He pounds the ground with big chunky attacks and can shrug off the hits of small enemies with large amounts of armor.
I love that it looks and feels like a warrior.
Even though the mace slams are slow, you never lose control. Longer attacks can be retargeted as you go, and if you find yourself committed to a long attack, you can dodge roll out of it at any time. Among the skill option for maces, you will find a variety of slams, fire attacks, war cries, and shield skills. Here, I'm going to slam the ground, rending it apart with lines of fire.
I love it.
Any slam skill will then cause these fissures to erupt with lava. I can even run through them with a skill like Stampede to do huge amounts of damage.
That's awesome. Look at that. Look at that.
I can even run through them with a skill like Stampede to do huge amounts of damage.
Incredible.
The warrior can also use war cries, which can empower your next skill. Seismic Cry, for example, will double any
I'm so tapped in, bro.
slams from your next attack. The Stampede counts as a slam, so I can double that for even more craziness. If you want to go a little faster and be a little more defensive, equip a shield. In PoE 2, you can raise your shield at any time to block all damage from the front, even spells. While holding up your shield, your stun
Look, are those like Death Bloom flower?
meter
Man,
will build as you
look at the fucking enemy design. Wow.
take damage, so be careful. If it reaches 100%, your stance will break and you will be vulnerable.
Got it. I like that. I like that there's a block though, like that.
Some enemies also have unblockable attacks, which are indicated by this red flash. If you see one of these coming, make sure to dodge out of the way.
Oh.
Using a shield also gives you access to shield skills, like Shield Charge, which allows you to charge towards enemies and stun them.
That's awesome.
While charging, you're also blocking the whole time, so you have full damage immunity from the front.
That's also awesome.
The warrior also has access to totems. Some totems have built-in abilities, like Shockwave Totem, which can be placed to stun nearby enemies and trigger aftershocks like those from the earthquake. But you can
This game is free. I just need to throw that out there. If you don't know, this game is free dollars. Free 99. Fucking free.
also get Ancestral Warrior
This game is free, bro. Like, yes, the only thing that you could spend your money on is extra tabs in your stash or like cosmetics. So you could have like angel wings and shit like that. It's just really cool cosmetics, by the way. Or free, bro. Free. This game is sliding the fuck out of Diablo 4, bro.
Totems, which allow you to use any slam skill in your repertoire. This is a meta skill, which means that it's a skill you can put other skills into. I can take a slam like Sunder and socket it into my Ancestral Warrior Totem.
I love it.
Now when I summon him, he'll sit there,
Look at that.
slam like Sunder and socket it into my Ancestral Warrior Totem. Now when I summon him, he'll sit there and slam the monsters from a distance. There are 20 active skills for maces, so there's a lot more to try out. But by endgame, you're going to be dropping hammers from the sky.
No, I mean I wouldn't say this is a $70 game, but when you have, I would say Diablo 4 is much. It was polished if you compared it to Path of Exile 1, but this being free looks better than Diablo in my opinion. So I would say, yeah, it's worth some bread, bro.
Leaping fearlessly into combat and separating the very earth you stand on. Time for some ranged attacks. The ranger is primarily about
All right, here we go with the Ranger.
the bow, but we wanted to make sure that she feels agile as well. In PoE 2, you can shoot while moving. Combined with all the skills the ranger has that allow you to jump around, you will have a lot of mobility in combat.
Thank you for the follow.
Bow skills have a variety of lightning, poison, ice, and physical attacks. Lightning attacks bounce around between targets. You can also stick lightning arrows in the ground which explode when hit by the bouncers, or
This is
electrocute
sick.
enemies to take them out of combat. Ice
No, the environmentals do look great.
attacks allow you to slow and freeze enemies to keep them away from you. Using poison, not only can you slowly
Fuck
damage your
off.
enemies from afar, but also grow some interesting plants.
They are very detailed, yeah.
With 21 bow skills and all the mobility and combo tools the ranger has, you can take advantage of every situation. By endgame, you'll be
It's a mushroom monster.
creating hundreds of arrows, be they falling from the sky, bouncing around between enemies, or spraying out of tornadoes. You might have noticed in the bottom left of the screen that the flask slots look a little different. In
I didn't
PoE
notice
2,
that.
You have one dedicated life flask slot and one mana flask slot. Flasks gain charges as you kill enemies, and typically allow you to heal 6 or 7 times if they're full. But that's not the only thing you can use charges for. Charms are a new item type that will automatically defend you from various debuffs or damage types.
Oh shit.
Having trouble with getting frozen? Equip a thawing charm.
I like that. So I'm guessing at some point there's going to be like, this is a fire something. You got to get fire charms. Farm for the fire charms.
When it's fully charged, it will make you immune to freeze for 3 seconds if you get frozen. To recharge them, just kill.
I miss that about games that have some grind to it because it's just kind of like, get like Monster Hunter. I love that I needed to equip stuff that had frost resist or fire resist. This is coming along in the same vein. I like that.
More monsters. You can gain more slots for charms by upgrading your belt. The mercenary wields a crossbow that can be loaded with different ammo types.
So this is what I have a 1 hour video of the mercenary. We're not going to watch that. I'm just interested in the mercenary gameplay just because of all the reviews people have been giving, like this is hella fun.
Offering versatility, power, and mobility. All classes in Path of Exile 2 can be controlled with WASD,
Wow.
which makes this class play exactly like a shooter.
Love it.
For the crossbow, you will find skills that work like shotguns, sniper rifles, assault rifles, and even grenade launchers. But not only that, there are a wide variety of more interesting elemental ammos too. It's very fast to switch between ammo types
Wow.
as long as you already have them loaded, which makes the mercenary able to combo abilities together for devastating effect.
This is incredible.
Use Glacial Bolt to create walls of ice to separate enemies, then switch to fragmentation rounds to explode the ice, dealing massive AoE damage. If I come across an armored enemy, I could use armor-piercing rounds to break their armor, and then high-velocity rounds to take them down.
That's incredible.
Or perhaps I could fire a gas grenade to poison enemies before detonating the cloud with an explosive shot for massive damage.
So you can set it on fire, is what they're saying. So gas the ground, set it on.
Detonating the cloud with an explosive shot for massive damage.
Well, what's crazy is that everyone could be played with WASD now, Codus.
If you want to call in some suppressing fire, you can summon artillery ballistas. These have a minimum range, so you'll want to prepare your position carefully before moving in.
That's awesome.
There are 22 active skills for crossbows. By endgame, you'll be calling destruction down from the sky as you litter the battlefield
Holy
with grenades
shit.
and pepper your enemies with your automatic shotgun. If you're looking to take a back seat and let your minions do the work, then the Witch should be your choice.
This is my class. Hold on.
She can call forth hordes of undead monsters to fight for her while casting powerful chaos spells that debilitate her enemies. Occult skills are some of the most varied in the game, with skeletons, noxious spells,
Am I tweaking or is like the frame rate ass?
specialty minions, curses, and By endgame, you'll be full damage to enemies. You want to be using our each time you cast, like varied in the game, with skeletons, noxious spells, special.
You could tell with a lot of the design decision they made this time around too. It looks like there'll be a lot better to play on a controller. I like that. I mean, like, a lot of people don't like using mouse and keyboard. Dude, you want to make as many people accessible to play this game as possible. If what's holding people back is a controller, which is all video games were made off of in the first place, it's easier for me to tell people that don't necessarily play these type of games that always have wanted to, and then people that want to play as controller. So it's like, this is a win-win.
Specialty minions, curses, and sacrificial magic. Before we
Is that like a bone scorpion? Look at this shit.
spells, specialty minions, curses, and
Look at that. That's like a bone scorpion. I love it.
sacrificial magic. Before we talk about minions, we'll have to talk about a new resource in Path of Exile 2 called Spirit. This is a spirit gem, which allows you to pick from a range of persistent skills. All classes have a variety of these skills which can add some very interesting effects.
Interesting.
Like Arctic Armor, which does cold damage to enemies that hit you, or Raging Spirits, which summon fiery skulls each time you cast a fire spell.
I love that.
For the Witch, though, we'll want to be using our spirit to create permanent minions. These minions will be revived automatically when they die, so you don't have to worry about resummoning them all the time.
That is so fucking cool, bro. I don't have... Listen, one of the most annoying things ever was just trying to keep up my minions when they were dying. They automatically resummon now. Oh my god.
Here, I'm using the skill screen to allocate which minions I would like in my horde. You can see the spirit cost of each one. Skeletal warriors are cheap, but weak. Useful for tanking damage and distracting enemies. But I want more heavy hitters in my army, so I'm going to unsummon some warriors and instead add skeletal arsonists.
Skeletal
Permanent
arsonists?
minions come with special active abilities called command skills. You can order these guys to detonate your own minions for even more damage and area of effect.
Corpse exploder builds are great.
If you want a bigger army, you'll need a scepter. This new weapon type is imbued with
This is, dude. This game is massive. Yeah, you could play with a whole group of people, dude. Like I played with my girl. I played with Vicken. Yeah, man. This is, yeah. And there's PvP. PvP is in the game. I'm not a PvP guy for this. It's not for me. But yeah, dude, you could dungeon crawl with your friends and do bosses and grind and do loot. And there's hardcore mode also.
even more spirit, allowing you to summon even more friends. And if you want an even bigger army than that, you can take advantage of corpses to summon true hordes of minions. But what can a witch do while her army is at work? Well, she has a range of chaos spells to spread disease amongst your enemies, or bone skills to impale them. Or, you know, you could curse them to make them weaker so your horde can take them down. There are 25 active occult skills. By the endgame, you'll be the leader of a fearsome army of the dead, consuming everything in its path.
I found my main.
The sorceress...
Yeah, the league stuff is great because they all have different like themes to them. It's really good, bro.
bends the elements to her will, using them to unleash devastation on her foes. This classic spellcaster weaves a flurry of elemental magic from
This is who?
devastation. The sorceress bends
Yeah, there we
the
go.
elements to her will, using them to unleash devastation on her foes. This classic spellcaster weaves a flurry of elemental magic from afar. The elemental skills have everything you might expect and more. Fireballs, icy explosions, lightning storms, you get the idea. Each spell is unique and has many different ways to build and combo with others, even between different elements. For example, Flame Wall conjures a burning line that not only damages enemies, but also empowers all projectiles that pass through it.
That's incredible.
Conjures a burning line
Vicken, the combos, dude.
that not only damages enemies, but also empowers all projectiles that pass through it. If you place a wall and fire lightning sparks through it, they'll gain extra fire damage. It's a good idea to take advantage of the ability to automatically swap weapons when you use certain skills. Having a special staff with bonuses to fire skills and another with bonuses to lightning skills can really power up a combo like this.
Yep.
The sorceress can also take advantage of powerful trigger gems. For example, you could grab the Cast and Ignite gem and use it with Firestorm. As you ignite enemies, a counter will go up in the top left corner. When it's full, a Firestorm will automatically be cast at the enemy that was ignited.
That's
There are
fire.
25 active
No pun intended.
elemental skills. By endgame, you'll be firing off projectiles left and right as you rain down elemental storms on your foes. Now, those are the characters that will be available at the start of early access, but we will be adding 6 more character classes with just as many skills and options
There's 6 more classes, bro.
as these. There's a lot more to come. There's one more important thing to mention about skills.
Yo,
Even though we talk about them as belong to each class, in reality there are no restrictions. You can use all these skills on any class so long as you have the attributes.
bro, so I could have a witch with a crossbow. I could have a necromancer with a fucking crossbow, is what you're telling me.
For example, a poison ranger might want to try out using occult curses to increase her poison damage. Or a
Say again? So, Snow asks, how is this game free? It's free because people that play the shit out of this game, the community itself like rewards them by buying the cosmetics. Because they feel like, hey man, I dumped 40 hours in this shit without spending a dime. I want some new tabs. I want to have some quality of life stuff like new tabs or stash upgrades, or I just want my guy to look cool, or I want my spell to look better. So people do like me, I played it for like 30 hours, didn't spend a penny, and I was like, you know what? Like, I probably had more fun playing this than most games I paid $70 for. I'm gonna drop $30. You know what I mean? Like, I look at it like, and this is gonna sound funny to some people, but the 10-hour rule, $1 an hour. right? If you say, for example, it's a free to play game and I spent 70 hours on it, I'll give them $70. Yeah, I won't feel bad about it, because most video games now that are $70 are only 10 hours, 12, 15, 20 if you're lucky, and they're $70. I will reward them with that. Does that make sense? Yeah. I think I just made a decision in my brain. I think on December 6th, I'm gonna wake up, take a shower, do some work stuff, and just start the stream at 10 in the morning and just thug it out. Not even on some funny shit. Just, we're going to be playing this and Marvel. And we're going to be playing all day. You're going to get it out of me. Tired? Tired?
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor before you go lay down and go to sleep?
I'm gonna go take a shower.
Before you go take a shower, can you do me a favor?
You want beer?
Yes, please. Another one. I'd really appreciate it. With that logic, I will buy worth $2,400. Oh, for Mass Effect? I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just irrational, but I just try to find a way to to reward companies that give a shit. Real shit. How many games have you bought for 70 and are you know what I mean? That's the thing now.
Or a monk might want to trigger elemental ice walls to use with his glacial cascade combo. The possibilities for cross-class combos are practically unlimited.
My personal game of the year is a poker game. People are slowly finding out that poker game is fucking crack. And I love that. I want people to play Path of Exile and be like, shit, this game's fucking free. When you start to find the quality, people look at PoE and Path of Exile and be like, they turn the nose up at it, this shit mid, blah, blah, blah. Look, like what you want to like, but there are tons of games out there that are at value, but they're at value for a reason. Not because it's bad, but because they want you to play more, save some money, and then buy cosmetics because you won't feel bad about it. You know what I mean? Should we be buying cosmetics? No, but the gaming industry is cooked. Do I feel bad about buying cosmetics for a free to play game? No. Marvel Rivals, right? Is Marvel Rivals, does that cost money? I don't recall. Hold on, let me see. It's free. Marvel Rivals is free. It's a free game. 2 games are dropping on December 6th that are free $99. That's awesome.
We're looking forward to what kind of things you guys might find. Now, Path of Exile is a game known for build...
Oh my god. Okay, so it's the monk with
We're looking forward to what kind of things you guys might find. Now, Path of Exile is a game known for build customization, and we haven't even scratched the surface of what is possible yet. So let's talk about support gems.
This is incredible, guys. Yeah. I'll say this. The classes of Path of Exile look incredible. I'm very excited. If you're in the chat, what class do you think that you're going to play? If you're watching this on YouTube, leave in the comments which class you want to play. Me personally, Witch. I'm going ham. I'm going ham on Witch. So, yeah, I'm really excited. Rip Overwatch and Diablo. I want them to be there. I need Overwatch and Diablo to exist. You know why? There needs to be a barometer of mid. Can you give me the bottle opener? I need that variety. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be done. Alright. I need to see the other classes, but the monk looks fun. Yeah, man. I mean, there's already hour-long videos on every class. I've just been very, not cautious, but I've been very on getting them. You know what I mean, or watching them. That's all. We got passive skill tree, items, ascension trials, game structure, and end game. Breach, ritual, delirium. And this game, sport. Oh my god, we're watching this video. I'm probably making 5 videos out of this video. We'll skip support gems. Or we'll
Path
watch
of
it. Fuck
Exile
it.
2 has a system of support gems that can be combined with your active skills to dramatically change the way they work. If you find a support gem, then right-clicking it will open up this screen. Here you will find a variety of recommended support gems for each of your skills that you can pick between. For example, this is a multiple projectiles support gem and can be used to add multiple projectiles to any skill. Normally, when you fire a grenade, it'll look like this. But if we add multiple projectiles, then you get 3 of them. Once you have the gem, you can also freely move it between any of the skills on your character. If you want to...
So you level up the gems themselves. Just keep watching.
Have a
It'll answer your question.
sniper rifle instead, then simply move the gem over to your high velocity round skill. Generally speaking, if it sounds like a support gem should work with a skill, then it will work. So it's a good idea to experiment. Note that you can only have one of each support gem on your character, so you'll want to think carefully about which supports can be used best with each skill for maximum damage. Now, if you want to stick to the recommendations, you should have a perfectly good time. But if you want to experiment a bit more, then uncheck that recommended button and you can see the full list of supports that will work with your skill. There are hundreds of support gems to choose from, and even we don't know the results of all the possible ways these can interact. Each skill can have up to 5 supports socketed into it.
Yeah, man.
And if you're clever, you can come up with some pretty interesting ideas.
I like how it shows a little damage too.
All of this is
I'm
just
here for all numbers, man. Tell me what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
scratching the surface. You can make frost vortexes, break people's armor, make minions explode, make skills repeat, make enemies set each other on fire, cull enemies, or pin them to the ground. Supports let you drastically change the behavior of your skills and create your own unique build, or at least follow someone's OP build guide. So, speaking of build...
Alright, so here we go. This is usually what the most daunting or overwhelming thing that people see about Path of Exile. The passive skill tree. The passive skill tree, obviously, it's your skill tree, but it's just huge, right? It gives you a way to customize your character in ways that you usually don't have that level of customization in a video game. I don't look at this and be like, damn, that's too much. I look at this and say, I could do all of this, and I get a hype. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, when you have the level of freedom of, like, say if you're a monk that wants to take the crossbow, the automatic crossbow, and you know that that you could put points into something that will buff just that specific build for you and you alone, and it works, and then you could share that build with people, that's awesome. Oh, absolutely. This game is nothing but theory crafting. We're only looking at the skill gems, the classes, and the passive skill tree. We haven't talked about the gear bonuses, the ascensions. Bruh, it's fucking great. And the best part about this game that I don't think many people talk about is the scaling. And, like, how can I explain this? The pacing. You get thrown in here, and it's not like, oh shit, I'm immediately fucked. No, man. It slowly breaks the game down to you in a tutorial sense without making you feel stupid. And it says, you know, here's this gem, try this gem. And you try it, and you fuck around with it. And I don't really like this. Let me see this. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? What's your question?
Let's talk about one of the most iconic Path of Exile systems, the passive skill tree. Yes, it's huge. There are over 1,500 nodes on there. Now, a lot of people open the tree and can get a little intimidated at first,
Yep.
but try not to be scared. There are lots of options, but at its core, it's pretty simple. Each level you get 1 point to put into the tree. Each class starts at a different location, but they all share the same tree. Around your section of the tree, you'll find relevant bonuses for your character. You should be safe in the knowledge that there aren't many wrong choices here.
Really?
Almost all the starting nodes will be useful for your character in some way. But if you do happen to make a choice you regret...
With this big skill tree, can I create loadouts with abilities? So it does cost you to respec when you get higher in there. I don't know if they're going to be as intense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's skill books that you get that you could, you know, basically take points back. I think that they added something in PoE 1 where you could just get rid of it, but, like, you don't have to. You could theory it up and then scale it back if it didn't work. You could definitely just switch it up for sure. This isn't like 2K. where like you put the attributes in it and you're fucked. You got to go spend more money. No, you don't got to do that.
Be able to respec any nodes you've taken by spending a little bit of gold.
See?
If you happen to make a choice you regret, you'll be able to respec any nodes you've taken by spending a little bit of gold.
See? You just have to spend gold.
Now, the tree is generally divided up into clusters which have similar themes. In each cluster you will find small nodes that give simple bonuses like increased damage, but the real power comes from notables. Notables normally have much more interesting bonuses, and they tend to care a lot more about how your build works and what skills you're using.
That's so sick.
For example, in the mercenary area of the tree, this one gives a 25% chance for crossbow skills to not consume a bolt. And here's one that gives grenades a chance to blow up a second time. This one gives a chance for projectiles to rebound off terrain, as well as...
There's no true build above all. Everything is kind of on par with each other. Yes. Well, let me say it this way. You definitely want to map out what you're going to be doing, right? Because you have your expectations. You're working towards something. You could take any build and go into endgame and be all right, as long as you're good at it. You know what I mean? And it gives you that level of freedom. Now, when you start to do the more like clears and shit like that, and you know you want to be a little bit more competitive with it, then you guys kind of switch it up a little bit. But it just depends on skill. You know, nothing there to the point though that it breaks the game for you where you can't do anything anymore, right? Like say for example, you're using a melee class or something like that, and you're going to be using some type of poison build. Well, you have to recognize that poison build grows over time and it's a dot. And then you're using melee shit. It might take you longer to kill something, but it's still completable. Do the builds affect the bosses? No. I know that there's some bosses that have some resistances and whatnot. I think that's a thing. But as far as like you need to have this build to beat this boss, no. It's just based on playstyle and what you put your shit into, and if you're good enough at it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I was giving you some pierce chance to make that more likely. Note that even though this is in the mercenary section, this would work with projectiles from all classes, so there are often reasons to go to different areas of the tree. In order to get between these clusters, you will generally have to allocate nodes in the attribute highways. Attribute nodes allow you to pick which attribute you would like to use, so it's very easy to get points for any attribute that your gear might need. You can change which attribute these nodes get. You'll also find even larger passives called keystones. Keystones have both an upside and a downside, and often require changing your entire build to design around them. A great example is Giant's Blood, which allows you to wield two-hand weapons in a single hand, but doubles the attribute requirements of them. You can use a two-hand mace with a shield, or even dual wield them. Well, how about...
Can you dual wield a shield? And also, for those that know, the big bar on the top, that means it's a boss.
Mind over matter, which makes all damage go to your mana pool first, before your life pool.
That's fucking sick.
Well, how about Mind over Matter, which makes all damage go to your mana pool first before your life pool, but you lose 50% of your mana regen. Skills like these can be tough to build around, but if you're up for the challenge, they can be very rewarding. As we showed you earlier on the Sorceress, you can swap between weapon sets on the fly as you use certain skills. One of the new features in Path of Exile 2's passive tree is that you can choose to have your passive tree change as you switch between weapon sets to take advantage of specific bonuses on the tree. For the Sorceress,
this game is great.
You might want to change between fire
Monk dual wielding shields is lit.
And lightning specialization. Or you could switch between one hand and a two-hand
Oh my god, look at the boss fight itself. Are those bodies on the ground in here? Yeah, they are. Hold on.
You could switch between one hand and a two-hand setup in order to be able to block boss attacks while following up with heavy hits from your bigger mace.
So sick.
Or perhaps you could have a full curse setup on your witch to debuff enemies before switching to a chaos degen build for maximum damage.
The swapping of... Oh my god, this is going to be so good.
If you want to stick with just one weapon set, you can just use these specialization points as bonus points to invest however you like, but creative players will find plenty of opportunities with this system. You can get weapon specialization points throughout the campaign from optional bosses and quests. For example, if I manage to defeat the Crowbell, I'll get a weapon specialization book. There are lots of other permanent boosts available from the campaign too. On the map you can see icons that indicate the many optional encounters you can find.
That's so cool.
Some of them have permanent character boosts, and others have powerful items. If you're having trouble getting past a boss, it might be a good idea to explore and see what you can find. For example, if you defeat Blackjaw the Remnant, you'll gain a permanent increase to fire resistance.
That's cool as fuck.
One of the most important finds are spirit bonuses. You can find the first one here in the canopy in Act 1. Defeat the boss in this area to acquire a permanent addition of spirit. The permanent buffs you gain from spirit are very powerful, and every class will find a use for them, so make sure you hunt down these upgrades. There's one in each act.
That's awesome.
Now we haven't even talked about the most important element of character progression.
Yeah, this game... I'm going to be definitely looking through builds and shit and running it that way. Like, just... I really want to play as Witch. I'm really excited for, like, the possibilities I could swap between weapon builds and shit like that. Yeah.
Must complete to unlock your... The last character progression system that you can do during the campaign is Ascension. Starting in Act 2, you will come across Ascension trials, tests that you must complete to unlock your Ascension class. We'll explain these trials soon, but first let's take a look at what Ascending can do for your character. Each class has access to 3 Ascendancy classes, but at the start of Early Access, only 2 per class will be available.
Okay.
Ascendancy classes are unique to each character class, so choose wisely. They can drastically affect how you build your character. As a sorceress, you could become a Storm Weaver, a master of the elements. Tempest Caller causes elemental storms to be summoned each time you do a critical hit with a spell.
So then you would want to start building crit to put more of those Tempest Storms on the ground, elemental storms on the ground. That's awesome.
With Strike Twice, you can stack 2 copies of Shock for more damage. And going deeper into the tree, you can make all your damage types apply Shock. Make a Shock build from any skill. Alternatively, you could become a Chronomancer and command time itself. She literally has the ability to stop time with Time Freeze.
This game is free.
Not only that, but she has many other time manipulation abilities. Using Temporal Rift, she can teleport back to a previous location, resetting her life and mana back to what it was. Or with Time Snap, she can reset all her cooldowns and cast all her spells again.
Wow.
On the Warrior, you can choose between the Warbringer or the Titan.
Incredible.
The Warbringer channels the might of his ancestors to gain tremendous power. Using Answered Call, you can summon ancestral spirits linked to each of your totems. With Jade Heritage, you can encase your body in a protective layer that absorbs all damage until it breaks. Warcaller's Bellow allows you to explode the corpses of your enemies. And with Great Wolf's Howl, you can ignore the cooldowns of your war cries.
That's awesome.
Let all that anger out. The Titan class is all about hitting big. With Earthbreaker, every slam is a chance to create an aftershock. With Crushing Impacts, every hit becomes a crushing blow,
Just non-stop beast mode, bro.
which will allow you to stun your enemies with ease. With Surprising Strength, you can take advantage of stunned enemies to deal 40% more damage. As a ranger, you might choose to be a Deadeye, an expert markswoman who can take down foes with style. With Endless Munitions, every attack gains an extra projectile.
That's crazy.
With Gathering Winds, she gains a small increase to movement speed with every attack. But be careful, she loses them when getting hit.
Like a speedrunner build, to be honest.
With Eagle Eyes, she will never miss, allowing you to stop wasting all those passive points on accuracy. Alternatively, you could become a Pathfinder, the master of flasks and poison. She can choose from one of several throwable concoctions, allowing her to spend her flask charges to throw explosive bottles that deal various types of damage. A bleeding concoction will make your enemies bleed, while a fulminating one can shock your enemies, allowing you to do extra damage.
That's fire.
Contagious Contamination allows her to spread poisons between her foes, while Overwhelming Toxicity doubles the number of stacks they can be infected by. Running Assault allows her to move
I love this, like, this biome. It's gorgeous.
much more quickly while firing, while Relentless Pursuit makes her totally immune to being slowed by enemies.
Speedrunner build.
The Witch can ascend into the Infernalist or the Blood Mage. As an Infernalist, she can summon a loyal Hellhound companion. The Hellhound sets enemies on fire, as well as taking a percentage of the damage if the Infernalist gets hit.
Wow.
With Pyromantic Pact, you can turn your mana into Infernal Flame. As you cast more spells, the flame builds up, and if it overflows, you'll take damage.
Wow.
Using Bringer of Flame, you'll want to make sure you keep the flames topped up. While your Infernal Flame is above 30%, all damage from you and your minions will ignite enemies.
That's so dope.
She can also transform into
What?
a literal demon. While in demon form, she takes an increasing amount of damage, but her cast speed and damage increase rapidly as well. So if you're planning on transforming into a demon, make sure you stack a lot of life recovery. She can also become a blood mage, a master of life and energy. All blood mages must pay the price of making skills cost life as well as mana, but in exchange, every monster they kill will drop life remnants, which allow them to quickly gain back that life. With Crimson Power, she can gain large amounts of extra life, and with Vitality Siphon, she can use her spells to leech life back as well. Once you've got a significant amount of life, you can use Gore Spike to make your critical hits deal incredible amounts of damage. A monk who is in tune with the elements might become an Invoker. With Elemental Expression, the Invoker will create waves of elemental power each time he does a critical strike. With Faith as a choice, you gain the ability to meditate, allowing you to double your energy shield.
Wow.
Choose between I am the Blizzard or I am the Thunder to specialize in cold or lightning. And I Shall Rage will allow you to turn into an unbound avatar. Each time you apply a status ailment to an enemy, you gain Unbound Fury. When you have enough, transform into an avatar to deal way more
wanna see
damage
the
and
avatar.
inflict even more elemental ailments. Some monks choose to reach into the darkness instead. The Acolyte of Chayula can exchange their mastery of spirit for darkness, a resource that can be utilized to both absorb and deal damage.
Dark Monk.
The Shroud of Darkness will protect you from all damage incoming, but if you take Grasp of the Void, you will deal extra chaos damage from all the darkness you have. Their Dark Pact offers greatly increased resistances to chaos damage and can allow their mana leech to not only happen instantly, but apply to their energy shield as
And he's just tearing through shit.
well. Another node you can take is Waking Dream, which allows you to see into the domain of the Breach Demons. There you will see the Flames of Chayula that can be taken to gain life, mana, and damage.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Monk is looking like a close second.
The Mercenary has a job to do, but which job suits you? You might choose to become a Witch Hunter. Obsessive Rituals will give you a sorcery ward, allowing you to defend yourself against elemental hits in exchange for less defense against attacks. With Zealous Inquisition, your enemies have a 10% chance to explode on death. The chance is doubled against demons and undead. With Judge, Jury, and Executioner, your initial hit against enemies can deal up to 30% of their life and damage, if you're lucky. This is great for hunting powerful bosses. And with Witchbane, you can break your enemy's concentration, preventing them from casting spells as often as they would usually do.
I like that a lot. Witchbane sounds great.
You could also choose to become a Gemling Legionnaire, enhancing your abilities by embedding gems directly in your flesh. Integrated Efficiency will give you extra skill slots. Thermatological Infusion gives you extra maximum resistances as you sock up more and more support gems. Adaptive Capability allows you to use any color of gem without worrying about attributes.
That's incredible.
While Crystalline Potential adds extra quality bonuses to every gem socketed into your character. So those are the Ascendancy classes for the start of Early Access. But one thing we haven't talked about yet is how you ascend in the first place. Ascension in Path of Exile 2 requires completion of one of the Great Trials, which you'll find as you progress through the campaign. Each one is associated with one of the major cultures of Wraeclast. Located in the Vasteri Plains are the Maraketh, a culture of rich tales and brutal traditions, who must do whatever it takes to survive in the desert. The highest position in Maraketh culture is a Sekima, and it is not a title given freely. All aspirants must complete the Trial of the Sekimas, a grueling gauntlet that will test their strength, will, cunning, and patience. To enter, a warrior of the Maraketh must prove their worth by trapping the soul of a djinn in a coin, and you are no different. Once you have earned your coin, it may be placed on the relic altar to begin the trial.
This is fucking cool.
In the Trial of the Sekimas, each room has its own challenges to overcome. In this room, each rare monster you kill will send its blood to the chalice in the center of the room.
I like that.
Once the chalice is filled, you will be able to proceed. While fighting monsters in the trial, you will need to be very careful. Each hit will not only hurt you, but will damage your honor. The monsters are well telegraphed, so that you can avoid their attacks, but if you run out of honor, you will fail the trial and need to
Oh, so you need to be with the bullshit. Okay, so you get hit, you lose honor. You lose enough honor, you fail the trial. So you can't just be reckless with it.
find another coin in order to try again.
I like that. Like I said, this game will teach you how to play in ways that doesn't make you feel stupid. I like that a lot.
It is a good idea to make sure that you are well prepared before challenging the trial of the Succumb. After each room, you will be rewarded. In this case, you have been given a key that can be used to unlock chests later in the trial. Once you have claimed your reward, you will be shown a map of the rest of the floor and may choose how you wish to proceed. Which challenges would you like to face?
This is, dude, like the actual design and thought went into how you progress with your character, not just in a way of like, hey, you just got to do shit and find a coin and move. Like, no, now you got to think about it. What do you want to do next? Did you have enough honor? Are you playing the game correctly? I love this.
And which rewards do you want to claim? Some rooms are more dangerous, afflicting you with debuffs that will persist for the entire trial. For example, entering this room will afflict you with Spiked Shell that will cause all monsters in the rest of the trial to have 50% increased life. You will want to take care if you choose such a path. There are many different challenges and rewards as
Yo, thank you for the follow, CM.
you journey through the trial. Deadly traps, waves of monsters, and strange artifacts will test your honor. As you progress, you'll be able to gain boons from the Jinn, which will help you on your journey. For example, the Succumb's cloak will revive you once if you die, giving you a second shot at a run. One of the rewards you may find is Sacred Water, an extremely valuable and treasured resource to the Jinn and the Maraketh.
Jesus Christ. Yo, CM, thank you for the 5 gift subs, dude. Thank you very much. Holy shit. Nah, real shit. Thank you. Viridian, Afro-Oddity, Chief Yeef, Devil's Handbook, and Afro-Oddity. Show love. Cool. Good shit, man. Thank you very much. That's cool as fuck.
Trading it with the Jinn will allow you to receive many benefits. You can recover honor, gain additional boons, or remove afflictions.
Like, bro just followed me and then just gifted 5. That's fucking cool.
At the end of the floor, you'll find a powerful boss which will truly test your limitations. In order to ascend, you will need to defeat him.
Dude, this thing looks fucking difficult. Look at this. Look at the back. There's like people in them. That's insane, bro.
In order to ascend, you will need to defeat him. Having defeated the boss, you've earned the right to ascend. But first, the loot.
Oh, bro, I just figured, yo, James. Now I know who this is, bro. I was like, Sam Pulse. Why does that sound familiar? It's fucking James. James, what up, bro? Thank you. I'm sitting there like, why would some random motherfucker come in here and just drop bread on me? Like, that's crazy as shit.
Keys you have found may be used
I appreciate you, bud. What's happening, man?
to open the various treasures in the vault at the end of the floor. We only have a single bronze key, so we'll just have to open one of these small chests. If you want to open the better ones, you'll need silver or gold keys.
Thank you for the follow, Baha.
Let's use the Altar of Ascendancy. Your first ascension will allow you to pick your class and grant you 2 points to use in the tree.
Deadlock gang, like that. I feel it.
Now there are more floors and many more rewards that can be found within the Trial of the Succumb, but we'll save that for the section on the endgame. For now, let's talk about the second Ascendancy trial, the Trial of Chaos. In Path of Exile 2, you can choose whichever trial you like to earn your ascension. Each culture on Wraeclast had their own methods to ascend. If the trial...
Bro, like, I want now, like, at this point, my thought is, I want to know the lore of this shit, because now this is getting deep. I never hear people talk about the lore of PoE, ever. I never hear it, bro. So, for me, I like the idea, like, every single culture in Wraeclast have their own way of doing with the ascensions. Why? How? What was there for it? I don't know if there's anybody in here right now that are hip to, like, knowing everything about PoE. I'm new as shit to the game. But lore is what will keep me in like, just tapped in. I will play the shit out of a game if the lore is right and it's on point.
Trial of the Succumb is not your kind of playstyle, or you're finding it too difficult, you could try another. You can gain all your ascension points from just one, or mix and match them. It's up to you. For early access, we will have 2 trials as options, with a 3rd trial coming later for the full release. While exploring the Vaal jungle, you'll discover the Temple of Chaos. Before the Vaal embraced the science of corruption, their civilization worshipped chaos. This
I
ancient
like how I mentioned that I want to know the lore and it gives me the lore.
trial was once used by the Vaal to test their high priests. A high priest of the Vaal must show willingness to risk everything to gain power. Entry to the trial requires a token from a strange entity
Can I get this armor?
known only as the Trial Master. For those in which he sees
Is Olmec from fucking Legends of the Hidden Temple in this game?
potential, he shall inscribe an ultimatum. Many have attempted these trials in search of greatness. Most have perished. Will you be able to defy the odds? Before you begin each chamber, the Trial Master will offer you a reward and a choice. Choose one of 3 tribulations to affect you through the rest of the trial. These modifiers might beef up the monsters, curse the player, or add environmental hazards like
Pure roguelike type shit. I love it.
turrets or trap runes. In this case, we'll be picking shocking turrets. As you enter the room, the Trial Master will fill it with hazards to test your commitment. In this case, you must destroy all the monsters that fill the room, while dealing with the lightning projectiles from the shocking turrets.
Nah, this is great. Look at the monster design, bro. Look at this shit. This is the type of shit I geek out over. My boy, the mercenary, just walking them down. I love it. So sick.
After each room, you will need to make a choice.
They literally was like on some Legends of the Hidden Temple shit. Like real life. What is this? Rewards button smash emote?
Take the rewards you have earned so far, or go double or nothing. Increase your rewards, but take on more risk. Each tribulation you add is minor on its own, but they quickly stack
That's fire.
on top of each other and can become overwhelming. There are many types of chambers in the trial. Each will test your resolve in different ways. This one simply requires you survive for a certain amount of time. Another requires you to escort the stone idol through the level as elevators full of monsters descend to attack you. Should you be
What is this? The Scourge of the Skies? This thing looks like a piece of shit. Look at him.
able to get through the first 3 chambers, you will face your first
I already
boss.
know him. Look at this. Look at this. It looks like a character out of Monster Hunter.
The order of the bosses is random,
Look at the chest plate, bro.
and combined with the tribulations
Dark Souls ass fucking monster.
you have selected, the fight will never feel the same.
What? Okay.
And combined with the
What
tribulations you have
popped
selected,
out of
the
its
fight
chest?
will never feel the same.
What is this?
After defeating the boss, you may claim your rewards. Of course, there are the items, but you also gain the right to ascend. If you already did the Trial of the Succumbers, then you can claim 2 more points to add to your Ascendancy class.
I love it. I can't wait to do my Ascension shit.
Now, it's possible to go much deeper. There are more bosses, rewards, and risks to take, but we'll talk more about that when we get to endgame.
All right, time out real fast. This is like, okay, I haven't watched this, and a lot of this stuff is new. Again, I played PoE. I've gone through. I've had my character. I enjoy games on hardcore mode personally. These type of games, Diablo, PoE. I like playing hardcore mode, just for reasons. I'm not playing hardcore on this. I want to experience everything. I want to ascend my class. I'm no bullshit. I was not prepared to be this impressed and excited. This and Marvel Rivals are going to be fucking me over. I really want to play as Witch. Monk is intriguing me. Obviously, everyone's going to have a mercenary. You know what I mean? I'm not going to main that. But I'm going to be reading a lot. I'm going to be theory crafting a lot. Before you put your points into the game, I mean, there's talent calculators and stuff like that. I want to see what I could pull off with man, like the monk really sounds cool. I'm not going to lie. I'm almost leaning towards it because it's something different. I've played a Necro Witch for the longest time. When I play Path of Exile, I do that. I do like the idea of warriors and totems. That just sounds badass also. And then also the whole shield thing where you could just block everything. I'm not overwhelmed. I am just I'm excited. I'll say it that way. Because, man, I'm low-key excited to die my first hardcore just to switch characters. I feel it. I really just want to experience it rather than go through the grind and do the same grind over and over and over and over and over again. You get what I'm saying? I really just want to experience the game. There's a lot this game is going to offer. I'm just like, the fucking monster design, the bosses, they look great. The levels, the level design, the mechanics, it looks great. We haven't touched on Endgame yet. We're going to go straight to Endgame. I want to see what the Endgame's about. I don't even know what Breach is. I don't know what half of this shit. I did not think I was going to watch a whole hour video, but here I am.
He can tell you all about it.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile 2. Well, one thing that Path of Exile is known for is
What is this mic? And what is the quality of the mic?
having a lot of distinct in-game content to choose between. Each in-game mechanic needs to have its own progression system, areas, bosses, rewards, and player power that can only be gained from that content. We are going to be adding a lot more over time, but for Path of Exile 2 we decided to start with 7 distinct systems you can progress through.
I was about to say, they really went to like Adobe and they changed it's crazy.
This is the Atlas, and it
Oh my god.
serves as the core of the endgame for Path of Exile 2. It's infinite and expands in all directions. Now, we are not going to spoil the plot too much here, but corruption from the beast has blighted the land, and your objective is to help fight it. In the
I am whelmed.
center of the Atlas, you will find the Ziggurat, a temple in which the Val research the fundamentals of space and time. Here, we can open portals to nearby locations and begin cleansing corruption and finding resources. In order to power the portal device, we will need waystones. Each waystone has a tier which will determine the level of the monsters that you will face. To go to an area, simply click one that is adjacent to an area that you have already completed. Insert the waystone and click Traverse. Portals will open, allowing you and your party to travel to the area you have selected. All the areas in the endgame feel distinct from the locations in the campaign, and we have dialed the randomization up to 11. The monster packs you will face in each map are totally random, and the combination of them can lead to some very interesting combat situations. There are over 400 monster types in early access, and they have a
Over 400 monster types in early access. This gets thrown around a lot, but I think we're in store for what the kids will call generational. This is gonna be a generational game. Fuck.
lot of varied and interesting abilities. Depending on which combinations you face, you might find some serious challenges. In order to cleanse the corruption from the area, you will need to defeat all the powerful rare and unique enemies in it. Once you have done that, the area will be marked as completed and you will be able to travel past it to progress deeper
Waystone
into
tier 2, I love it.
the world.
It's like Mythic Plus with the keys, with Mythic keys.
If you die, then the map can no longer be run, and you will have to find another way around to get to the areas behind it.
Wow.
There are also all kinds of other random encounters you might run into as you play maps. One such encounter are precursor artifacts. These are ancient, corrupting monuments that irradiate the monsters around them. The monsters that feed off the corruption are drawn to their power. If you defeat the monsters and cleanse the artifact, you will get a powerful temporary buff. Some of the buffs make you faster, others rain lightning or fire around you, and some even give you increased experience or help you find better items. You can also find strong boxes. These enigmatic chests guard piles of treasure, but are always a trap. Monsters lie in wait to attack you the moment you open it, and the boxes often have mechanisms to unleash powerful spells or dangerous debuffs. There are different types of strong boxes containing different items, and you can even use your currency items to craft them on the fly, so you can optimize the contents.
Oh,
but
shit.
be careful of opening one you can't handle.
Oh, you can't see outside of that. That's crazy. The fog, you can't see past the fog.
Sometimes you'll
Wow.
discover monsters frozen in essences, solidified crystalline corruption. These dangerous monsters can be broken free. If you defeat them, the essence they drop can be used to upgrade normal items to magic items with a guaranteed mod from a category. For example, we could use this one on some boots to ensure a movement speed mod. Rarely, essences will also drop that allow you to upgrade magics to rares, adding the guaranteed mod. This is incredibly powerful since it allows you to get a second deterministic mod in your crafting projects. Combining these with the currencies that are commonly found in
What?
This is incredibly powerful since it allows you to get a second deterministic mod in your crafting projects. Combining these with the currencies that are commonly found in Wraeclast for modifying items,
Bam.
and we can get a very nice pair of boots indeed. Waystones, like all items, can also be crafted using your currency items. Adding prefix mods will improve the rewards,
Yep.
while suffix mods increase danger. The more dangerous a map is, the more waystones will drop. Adding mods to your waystones is key to progressing to higher tiers and sustaining
This is incredible.
them, but it will require you to take on larger challenges. There are a variety of factors you have to consider when crafting your waystones. Some maps will have higher density, some lower, some have more magic and rare chests, or monsters, some are more linear, and others more open. Make sure you explore and think about what makes certain maps good.
Every time I see the warrior go and do that charge, it makes me want to play the warrior.
You want to maximize your returns.
I'm not gonna lie.
As you cleanse corruption from higher and higher tiers of the Atlas, you will gain points that you can spend in the Atlas tree. This tree allows you to juice the danger and rewards of
There's another fucking tree, Vicken.
all areas in the endgame. You could increase the number of monsters, the number of rares, the number of precursor artifacts or strongboxes, even the quantity of item drops. As you explore the endgame world map, you'll notice various different biomes, from snow-capped mountains to dense jungle valleys. Most maps are restricted to certain biomes. As you continue to explore deeper into the Atlas, there are all sorts of things to discover. These cities are constructed by different peoples of Wraeclast
What?
and have specific items that can be found there. These strange structures marked on the map don't appear to do anything for now. Perhaps you'll work out how to use them later. You might find unique maps like Untainted Paradise, an
It said stare into the abyss. Brother.
undisturbed island full of beasts that give an extreme amount of experience. You may even find a lonely man just enjoying his retirement who will give you a unique item for free. In addition, you can find special areas that would make a good spot to set up camp. Clear these areas of their hostile inhabitants, and you'll be able to claim them as your own hideout. You can decorate your hideout as you see fit, and
Sick.
invite various NPCs to join you there to create your own personal base of operations.
I love it. They're bringing the
Great
hideouts
tool
in.
for exploration are towers. These mysterious precursor constructs are dotted around the Atlas. Completing the tower will reveal a large area around it, allowing
Okay.
you to scout out your next challenge. There
There
are
you go.
lots of things to find, so keep looking. Some sections of your Atlas are influenced by corruption. This adds extra modifiers to the maps in the region, increasing difficulty and rewards. Here, slaying monsters in close proximity to each other will cause the vestiges of corruption within them to merge together, forming powerful and grotesque abominations. You may have noticed while looking at the Atlas that some of the areas have these icons above them. The icon indicates that the area contains some kind of special encounter. This icon indicates that the area has a powerful boss. Because only 1 in 4 maps
Look at this thing.
contain a map
Fungus
boss, we are
behemoth.
able to make them very powerful and very rewarding. These bosses come from the campaign, but have had their difficulty increased with changes to AI and some of their abilities. It's worth noting that because you can see where the bosses are, you can choose to take them on or avoid them. If you do choose to hunt bosses though, then you will be rewarded with special points for the boss hunting section of the Atlas skill tree.
So there's different ways to go through the Atlas. That's sick. So if you want to, man, okay.
The points here will allow you to specialize in boss killing, giving you much greater rewards for defeating them. For each different type of content in the endgame, we are adding specialized trees in order to make it so you don't feel the need to respec your points when you change between different types of content. We will be showing you 7 of these by the end of this presentation, so there is still a lot more to come.
Man.
Bosses are not the only icon you will see on the Atlas. Let's take a look at one of the endgame systems,
Yeah, there's multiple.
Breach. If you played PoE 1, you might be familiar with Breach. For PoE 2, we have created sequels to several PoE 1 leagues. While the mechanic is familiar, the monsters, bosses, rewards, and progression are all new. A breach is a tear in the fabric of reality. Opening it will allow you to see the demons and other worlds.
Sorry I'm so quiet on this. I'm just so tapped in because I'm thinking of all the things that you could do with this type of shit, and it's just nothing but trees and more trees and more trees. I'm just like, I didn't think they were going to give us that level of information. It's just like an overload, but it's like, everything is like very engaging, man. It's fucking cool.
Worldly monstrosities that lie in wait on this other plane of existence. By engaging with a breach, you'll create a bridge between their world and Wraeclast. In order to keep the breach
I agree with you, Rogue.
open, you will need to kill the demons that pour forth. The faster you can kill the monsters, the more monsters you will fight, and the more loot you will find. You can also find clasped hands that will open and drop more items if you run over them.
Wow.
These can be a good boost to the rewards of the breach.
So this goes into like your build of how fast you could drop things, and they're going to reward you for that shit. I love it.
So keep an eye out. One of the rewards that you may find while fighting monsters from Breach are tablets. Tablets are special items that can be used with precursor towers to add more encounters to the Atlas. Breaches will drop Breach tablets. Clicking on a completed tower will allow you to consume the tablet to add more breaches to areas within range of the tower. This makes all the content in the Atlas self-sustaining. Want to do more breaches? Find the tablets, add them to your towers, get more breaches, getting more tablets. Soon your Atlas will be covered in otherworldly domains.
And that's how you get more gear.
In addition, like all items in PoE, you can craft them. Use your currency to add mods to your tablets, allowing you to upgrade all the breaches in range. Tablets can have up to 2 mods. These mods do things like adding extra rare monsters, extra clasped hands, or even mods to density of breaches, allowing you
Nah, this is Path of Exile 2. It comes out December 6th.
to keep them open longer. Often you will find multiple towers near to each other with overlapping areas of effect. This can allow you to really juice the mechanic by stacking the mods from multiple tablets. In your fight to hold
You could stack them just by the towers being in range, so you could plan ahead. Oh, man.
the breach demons at bay, you may want to use the powers of their world against them. Each in-game mechanic always has player power that can only be gained from that mechanic, and Breach is no different. In Breach you will find catalysts, items that can increase the quality of rings and amulets by improving specific mobs. You can also find Breach Rings, a special base type that can have its quality improved by catalysts up to 50%. In this case, you could create a ring with around 170 life. Breach Rings can become some of the strongest rings in the game, giving you some good motivation to face the demon hordes. In addition, each endgame...
I'm upset, by the way. They gave away... This was a live stream, I guess. I mean, when it was live, it was a live stream. If you watched it, you got a drop, and I didn't get to see it. The drop was the hands as wings.
A mechanic needs to have a pinnacle
sick.
endgame encounter.
I wanted
While killing
it.
breach monsters, you may find breach splinters. Collect enough of these and you'll be able to create a breach stone. Using a Vaal technology called the Realm Gate, you can use your breach stone to access their domain and bring the fight
That's what those things are for.
to them. In this twisted domain, you will find nothing but a single massive breach. Triggering it will reveal hordes of breach inhabitants.
Wow.
And should you be fast enough, you will be able to fight their leader, Zesht. We that are one.
That's who that is. Oh my! If chat, those hands, you could wear those in the with the drop. Fuck. Holy shit! Wow.
This is just one of the pinnacle encounters of PoE 2. We won't be showing the rest of them, so you will have to discover them for yourself. But rest assured,
This is just one of them.
some of the hardest content we have ever made. All of these encounters have specific uniques that can only be found from them, but that's not all. We still have the progression system. Defeating Zesht will give you points to allocate into the breach section of the Atlas tree.
Wow.
Allocating these points will make breaches and the breach domain even harder, but will give you more rewards. The small nodes will increase the difficulty of the twisted domain, while the large nodes have more specific bonuses. For example, this node adds more clasped hands to your breaches, and adds a pack of magic monsters that can guard them. Get some more points and you can allocate Waking Nightmare, which will double the number of splinters you get from clasped hands, and inflict you with a mysterious debuff. In order to earn more points, you will need to defeat Zesht at a higher difficulty, and some rewards from Zesht can only be found by increasing the difficulty of the Twisted Domain above certain thresholds.
Wow.
Defeating Zesht at difficulty
They're like, yeah, you could beat him, but you need to buff him and make it stronger, and then be. Oh my god. Oh, real shit. That's what's
4
up.
will be a challenge indeed, but there are many more threats in Wraeclast. Ritual altars are sacrificial sites built by the mysterious King in the Mists. If you encounter
I think I'm gonna do in January or February another hoodie drop.
this symbol on the Atlas, then you know that the area contains ritual altars. Ritual altars demand tribute. Every monster you slaughter in the circle will feed the altar. After the sacrifice, touch it to begin the ritual.
Oh shit.
The monsters you just killed
What
will be
the fuck?
resurrected by the King of the Mist's dark magic, and you must fight to survive. The tribute you have offered to the altar can be spent to buy powerful items, but they can be expensive. To gain more tribute, you will want to find more altars. Each successive ritual you do within an area will spawn the monsters revived by the previous ones, in addition to the ones you sacrifice next to it. By the end of an area, you will be fighting a truly imposing number of foes, but will have a significant amount of tribute to spend. One of the rewards you can buy with tribute are omens. These are special items that allow for metacrafting. Crafting items that affect other crafting items. Have an item with good prefixes but bad suffixes? This omen will help you to remove the mods you don't want while keeping the ones you do. There are a bunch more of these with different effects, but we will
Yeah,
leave them
I
for
need
you
this game to come out. I'm reaching points where I'm like, yo, I don't even need to see that. I've seen enough.
to discover. Now don't forget that Ritual will also drop tablets which can be used to specialize into getting more rituals. If you want to get to the pinnacle boss of Ritual, then you will probably want to use them. They can also be crafted to grant mods, making your rituals more rewarding. The pinnacle encounter of Ritual is the King in the Mists. Feared by the
If you enjoy Diablo, you're gonna enjoy this. I mean, there's just so much more you could do in this game also.
Asmeri people, he is said to have brought eternal darkness to the Wildwood. We won't show the encounter, but just like Breach, there are a range of unique items you can get for defeating him, and you will gain points in the ritual section of the Atlas tree. Some maps have been touched by insanity. A mysterious entity has taken a
And these are all launching during early access, so you're gonna have access to all of these trees.
special interest in you. Step through the looking glass and you will find your nightmares coming to life. When you touch a mirror, the mists of Delaria will spread out across the area, infecting your mind.
Wow.
You must stay within the mist to maintain the nightmare, which is as profitable as it is terrifying. Everything you kill will increase the rewards that drop. However, the deeper into the mist you travel, the stronger the monsters are. Be careful.
Yeah,
not
I'm
to
looking at his health
overstay
right now.
your
You're
welcome.
getting just
Rare and unique enemies will become
He's getting
vessels
fucked up.
for terrifying demons, who will manifest out of them to unleash powerful attacks on you. The mist also offers a strange crafting material, distilled emotions. By combining these emotions, you are able to instill your amulet with a notable from the passive skill tree. This is like gaining an extra passive point for free, attached to your gear. They are also particularly great because you don't have to traverse the tree to get them, allowing you to get off-class bonuses that would normally be much harder to get. Distilled emotions can also be used to instill your endgame maps, applying Delirious to them and adding additional difficulty and rewards, allowing you to further juice your endgame maps. The tablets you can find from Delaria can be used to further improve it, increase pack size, make the fog dissipate slower, or improve your progress towards the pinnacle encounter.
So PoE 1 and 2 are completely free. The only microtransactions that you would pay for would be additional tabs to your stash and cosmetics. It's not pay to win by any means. If you feel like you want to give them money, you can. You could go and get as far as you want in a game. You could beat the game 1,000 times and not spend a cent.
Of delirium.
All the content is free.
Speaking of which, every now and then you will find simulacrum splinters. The mysterious entity will create strange encounters based on warped versions of your own memories.
Wow.
Monsters and simulacrums come in waves that get progressively more difficult. You will receive loot at the end of each wave, and you will have to make the decision to leave now or continue on, facing up against even tougher foes from the mist. The bosses you will face as you get deeper into a simulacrum are
By the way, this looks incredible. The design.
truly terrifying. If you can complete a simulacrum, you will gain points for the delirium section of the Atlas skill tree. Next up, we have Expedition. Occasionally, while clearing corruption, you will encounter these Kalguran settlers. The Kalgurans have discovered ancient burial sites with lost Verisium artifacts, and they want you to help dig them up with explosives. The Kalgurans have marked the locations where the relics can be found. Place explosives as best you can to dig up as many as possible. There is just one problem. Corruption has brought the corpses of their ancestors to life, so you might have
I'm about to say you probably had to have fight up the baddies.
to do a little cleanup before you can reclaim the artifacts. You can also find remnants, the destruction of which will further anger the restless dead. Each one you blow up will make the subsequent monsters more powerful, but
It's a great game. I'm telling you, like, I am happy that so many of you guys are like, hey, I've never seen this before. This is cool. These are the games you should support.
also more rewarding. Danig, Rog, Tujin, and Gwenin will exchange the artifacts for useful items and runic magic. You can also find tablets to increase the number of expeditions and the rewards. This one increases the radius of explosives, while this one increases the number of remnants you will find. Eventually, you might discover a logbook. These are special maps full of buried treasure and relics, essentially one giant dig site.
Wow.
Here, you can create an extremely long chain of explosives and go through a very high number of remnants.
I like it's like you. I appreciate that they are rewarding you by the increasing difficulty that you must suffer through, but they're definitely gonna reward you. This is, hey, let's find a way to get more baddies on the screen. Cool. Blow up graves that are corrupted by chaos. Yes, I want that.
But be careful. Many remnants have mods that can really brick your build, so you will probably want to avoid these ones. If you add too many remnants, you could easily make the encounter harder than you can handle. There are all sorts of interesting things buried under the ground in logbooks. You might find dripping caves and hidden pirate caches, but the most powerful encounter is Olroth, the ancient undead commander of the Knights of the Sun. Defeating him will grant you unique rewards, as well as points to spend in the expedition section of the Atlas tree. So those are the in-game systems on the Atlas, but we are not done yet. The trials we talked about earlier have much more content when you get to endgame too. Just like the other endgame systems, they also have progression mechanics, unique rewards, and player power that can only be gained from them. As you get higher level coins for the Trial of the Succumbers, you will unlock more floors to explore. Each floor has its own challenging rooms and a floor boss that you will need to kill.
Wow. Holy shit, man.
There are 4 floors in total, leading to another pinnacle boss at the end of the last floor, which can only be accessed at endgame. The Trial of the Succumbers is where you'll find jewels, which you can socket into your tree. These are like passives that you can craft with your currency items. They can be really powerful as they allow you to stack modifiers that may not be easily accessible on the tree normally. This jewel gives lightning damage and shock chance, for example. There are quite a few jewel sockets on the tree, so it's possible to gain a lot of power here. There are also other types of jewels that don't provide any bonuses themselves, but affect other passives surrounding them. This jewel increases the effect of small nodes and radius by 25%. With careful placement in the tree, you could get a significant amount of power from it. There are also unique jewels available with very interesting effects, but you will have to find those for yourself. In order to push further into the trial and uncover the secrets of the Maraketh, you will want to take advantage of its progression system, relics. Relics are items that can be placed in the relic altar as you start the trial. They give special bonuses that affect the trial, making it easier and increasing its rewards. Of course, you can craft these with your current...
I feel that at some point it might be a little bit overwhelming to keep track of these currencies, but like I'm happy that they have a skill tree, or I'm happy that they have like the paths, no pun intended, to go towards these things, so you can kind of keep it in check.
currency items, making them even stronger. If you can complete the entire trial overcoming all 4 floors, the final boss will reward you with one of many unique relics. These relics will be consumed when used on your next run, but can reward you with unique and powerful items. For example, this is the Last Flame. If you use it, you will have only 1 honor for the entire trial, so you
Wow.
will need to do a completely hitless run.
I love that.
The Trial of Chaos also extends into the endgame. As you gain inscribed ultimatums of higher and higher levels, the number of chambers that you can go through increases. In true Val style, this allows you to take even more risks for even more rewards.
Yep.
At endgame, you can progress through up to 10 chambers with 3 bosses on a single run. Stacking 10 tribulations on top of each other will make this a significant challenge,
That sounds incredibly difficult, and I can't wait to try it.
but it's worth it.
Oh no, I get that, Rogue. Trust me.
The Trial Master will tempt you with items of the Val Empire, such as Val Orbs. Val Orbs are powerful crafting items that corrupt your gear with random, mysterious outcomes. Corruption prevents an item from being modified further, so it has to be the last step of your craft. But it's also the most impactful one. For example, if you use one on your body armor, it might add a new powerful enchantment, or it might re-roll up to half of its modifiers.
Damn.
Val Orbs also have the ability to add a socket,
Love
allowing
that.
you to bypass the normal restriction of how many sockets an item can have. A body armor could get up to 3 sockets this way, allowing for a significant number of mods.
Lucky as shit.
Val Orbs can even modify uniques. Adding enchantments or sockets to uniques can make them incredibly powerful, but there is a good chance that you will break them as well. The Trial Master will also occasionally offer you soul cores. Originally formed by Chaos, the Val sought to replicate soul cores through human sacrifice rituals and blood magic to power their civilization. Soul cores are powerful socketable items, with mods that cannot be obtained from regular runes. Like all endgame content, there is of course a pinnacle boss.
Yep.
The final chamber will drop keys to this mysterious door. Some say this is where the Trial Master himself resides. Perhaps you are willing to take the
Yeah, I love how they're not spoiling shit too.
risk to find out. Had enough yet? Because there is still just one more thing. The most difficult content in Path of Exile 2.
Let's get
While
it.
mapping, you might come across this fortress that has emerged from underground, surrounded by an enormous maze riddled with danger. Is the maze preventing something from getting in, or something getting out? This fortress is of ancient origin, and its construction has similarities to the towers
And I like how nothing looks the same. Like everything has its own like vibe to it.
and tablets that you have been using on your journey through the endgame. It is clear from the entrance that there are 3 keys required to enter.
Did I mention this fucking game's free?
Local factions are vying for access to the fortress in
Whoa.
order to seize the power they believe will be inside. Each of the
Whoa.
faction's leaders have managed to get their hands on one of the keys, so you will need to defeat them. Each faction is led by an Uber Act boss. You can see one of them inhabiting the city, but in order to fight him, you will first need to defeat their 2 lieutenants in the adjacent zones. Be careful. If you fail against either of the lieutenants, or to kill the leader, they will move on, and you will need to find them again.
Damn.
Kill all the Uber bosses and you will gain access to the fortress. We aren't going to spoil it, as we can't wait to see you guys attempt it for the first time.
I'm spending $500, $250 on Path and $250 on Marvel.
But is there a
I might sell my Counter-Strike knife skin. I think I might sell CS Ghost knives.
tree you get points in after killing it? Of course there is. This is Path of Exile. There is always another tree.
So these are your challenges for PoE 2.
Guys. Supporter packs. I want to know how I'm giving them money. Let's do it.
As you can see, this project is crazy huge. Way bigger than even we expected when we started out. But how do you gain access? Well, during early access you'll need a key to get in. To thank our existing PoE supporters who have spent more than $480 US, we'll be giving you guys a key for the PC version for free. Anyone else who wants one can get one by purchasing one of the new early access supporter packs that have just been released to the store. If you just want early access to PoE 2, then you can get a key in the $30 US early access.
Okay, so you could play early access for $30. All right. I'm okay with this. For the amount of content that they're giving us for $30, and I think Codis, you said the game looks like it's $30. Well, yeah, there you go.
Access pack. The pack also comes with $30 of points to spend in the MTX store.
Oh, so okay, that's cool.
But we also have a variety of other supporter packs filled with exclusive microtransactions, points to spend in the store, and even physical items. The cosmetics can be used right now in PoE 1 and in Path of Exile 2 when early access starts.
Wait, you could play. So you could take this and use it in the game that's currently out now, and then you could also use it in PoE to this game.
Most of this footage has been recorded in Path of Exile 1, since that's where you can use them immediately. The Lord of Ogham supporter pack contains a cosmetic armor set befitting of the Count of Ogham himself. There is also a matching back attachment which has an alternate variant depicting the influence of corruption.
That's sick.
Also in this pack you can find a portal formed of the rusted armor of the fallen soldiers in the Red Vale of Ogham, and the offspring of a vicious crowbell boss found in the hunting grounds.
What in the fuck?
This one doesn't look so vicious though. On top of that, you'll receive the Iron Count's Zweihander to apply to your one-handed or two-handed swords. For those who are wanting to decorate your hideouts with fond memories and tales of Path of Exile's history, you will also get a series of hideout statues. This pack contains the statue of Hillock. For Path of Exile 1's closed beta,
It does. You're not wrong.
each pack contained a true New Zealand icon, the Kiwi. Following this tradition, all packs in this series will also contain a new themed Kiwi pet. The pet will loyally follow you into battle.
That's fire. I don't care what anybody tells me.
Run away at the first sign of trouble. Become the ruler of the desert with the King of the Faradin supporter pack.
Look at the fucking like legs. It's all like there's arms.
Show your mastery of traversing the sands of the Vasteri Plains. The body armor will allow you to glide along the ground with ancient sand magic.
That's crazy.
Now each armor set comes with body armor, boots, gloves, and helmet, but the boots are covered in sand. If you'd prefer to show them off, you can turn the gliding off if you want. The accompanying back attachment equips you with
Throughout this entire video, you guys haven't seen like the end game gear or anything like that. You guys are getting to see this shit.
the two powerful pillars that can control and manipulate lightning. They will periodically release their energy in a powerful blast while in town, and hover in a circle around you, arcing lightning between them, forming a barrier of energy. Replace the appearance of any bow with the Faradin's Glory skin, or replace the appearance of a spear with the Tyranny's End spear skin. This spear skin can be applied to staves and war staves in Path of Exile 1. If you want to truly show your worth as a King of the Faradin, then you definitely need your trusty moving entire city fortress known as the Dreadnought to travel across the Vasteri Plains. In Path of Exile you can decorate your hideout however you like, and it's no exception here. It comes with a variety of thematic elements to use, or use decorations from elsewhere in the game. Additionally, you will get the Deshret's Blessing level up effect, the King of the Faradin Kiwi pet, and last but not least, a statue depicting the Vaal Oversoul from Path of Exile 1.
That's kind of fire.
For those who don't know how supporter packs work, each pack comes with all of the cosmetics from the previous tier, so you'll get all the items from the Lord of Ogham supporter pack as well. The Thaumaturge of the Vaal supporter pack features an armor set and back attachment themed around the Vaal and their pursuit of science
That's
and
fire.
progress.
I like the Vaal.
You can find the Soul Core weapon effect in this pack, which causes thaumaturgic energy harnessed from sacrifice to spill from your weapon of any foci to an ancient relic once used by Doryani, and this can be applied to shields in Path of Exile 1. That's not the only Vaal weapon you'll find. It also contains the Wand of the Thaumaturge skin
This is sick.
and the Royal Sacrifice dagger skin. You wouldn't think to put sacrificial gems on a Kiwi, but the Vaal did. Thaumaturge of the Vaal supporters.
They said we're gonna
This
decorate
is
the
also
Kiwi,
the first
bro.
pack in the series with a physical item. When purchasing this pack, you'll receive a Path of Exile 2 logo t-shirt. But if you don't want one, you can opt out and return for additional points to spend in the store.
That's cool.
Becoming a Warlord of the Karui supporter will grant you an armor
I think I found. Baby Shark, what up? I think I found the
set
one.
and back attachment,
This is
adorned in
sick.
jade carvings and iridescent feathers.
I love jade shit.
Resembling power. Enough to even impress the ancestral gods, specifically Tukohama, the Karui god of war.
Ooh,
Overkill, you say? I think the Karui people would disagree.
that's sick.
Why not drop a gigantic totem on rare enemies you slay to crush them to a pulp? Replace your crafting bench in your hideout with the ancestral canoe crafting bench, where Ancestral Chief Mata will summon a giant canoe manned by Karui warriors
Dude.
to aid in your crafting desires.
Dude.
We must all start somewhere.
You'll also get a pair of weapon skins. Equip Akoya's Felling Axe skin to your one-hand or two-handed axes, or Tukohama's Crusher to your one-handed or two-handed maces.
Nah. This is incredible
A true
looking.
Karui warlord is always accompanied by their trusty Kiwi. Equipped with armor and harnessing ancestral magic, they make the perfect sidekick. Once one of the most feared beings in Wraeclast,
So this is yeah, that's really good. Like Buddha, you hit it on the head. If you want to know how they get you to spend money, this is it. This is it. You know what I'm saying?
Malachi was slain by a powerful exile. May the statue commemorate the virtue of exiles past, present, and of the future. Of course, it's not all about dressing up in game. You'll want to look good in real life too. By becoming a Warlord of the Karui supporter, you'll also get a Path of Exile 2 hoodie.
Hoodie changes it all. What is this?
A final tier of supporter pack in this series is the Liberator of Wraeclast supporter pack. The Liberator of Wraeclast armor set and back attachment come made with the finest materials in Wraeclast, and
That's
shattered
crazy.
glass mosaics
This is
suspended in divine power. Set up your base of operations in the Beacon of Salvation hideout. Why restrict yourself
they got the 60. They got me, bruh.
to just
You just bought this one.
one island when you can liberate more? The Beacon of Salvation hideout comes equipped with your own collection of small islands and personal operators of boats that you can use to row between them. Just walk to the piers, click a boat to enter, and navigate as you choose. Decorate each island as you see fit to best represent your well-earned hideout. Everyone in your hideout can use their own boat. Why not have some races? You can also get the Window to Twilight portal effect, a beautiful mosaic piece of art that shatters and reveals a gateway to your desired destination as you approach it. As you walk away, the glass magically reforms back to its original form.
Dude.
Rule in style with the throne of the
I'm recording this as a YouTube video that I'll be releasing tomorrow, and it's literally just going to be called How I Spent $1,000 on Path of Exile 2.
ruler map device. Sure, this map device can create portals to in-game maps, but it also comes with a throne you can sit on to oversee your growing kingdom. Look down on the plebeians running your maps.
Brother.
Being the Liberator, though, is not just about sitting on your throne all day. If you do decide to join the fight yourself, you can leave a High Priest in charge as your second in command.
That's sick.
Liberator of Wraeclast supporters will also get a set of varied weapon skins. The Light of Divinity Scepter skin, the Deliverance crossbow skin,
Look at that shit.
the Justice flail skin, and the Redemption shield skin.
That shield, bro. Look at the details. Oh, I need it.
Once
It gave you early access keys to give away. Are you serious?
again, you'll have an accompanying Kiwi, and of course a statue depicting one of the most iconic events
That's fucking sick.
in Wraeclast's history. The battle between a powerful exile and Kitava, the Insatiable. With the help of two deities, Sin and Innocence, the exile was able to defeat him once and for all. This supporter pack also contains the Path of Exile 2 art book. This 215-page full-color art book includes a huge amount of amazing concept art and lore.
So when I go take a shit, I could look at this art book and think about Path of Exile. Yeah.
Produced during the long and exciting journey of Path of Exile 2's development. And finally, Path of Exile has a tradition of letting the community participate in designing game features. For Path of Exile 2, we'll be adding the Twilight Order Foil Reliquary.
What is this?
By becoming a Liberator of Wraeclast supporter, once Path of Exile 2 is released, you will be able to select any unique item you have found and be able to drop it from the Reliquary. Once players have submitted their items, keys to the Reliquary will start dropping, and other players will be able to find foil versions of uniques that you have submitted, along with a message for the lucky player.
What?
The more players submit the same unique, the more chances there will be for the Reliquary to drop them, so choose wisely.
That's cool.
Now, almost all of these items are available to use in PoE 1 right now. There are a few exceptions
Yeah, this is Path of Exile 1 right here. You could use this now.
where the item class clearly doesn't exist,
Again, free game.
such as crossbows or flails. And there are also a few microtransactions on weapon types that are unavailable
Wait, is your birthday in it? Happy born day, bruh.
on PoE 2 at the start of early access. Once classes that use those weapon types are added, those microtransactions will be available to use. If you can't decide which supporter pack to choose yet, you
Can I buy them all?
can always start with the early access supporter pack that just includes a key and some points to spend in the store. Then you can upgrade to any of the following tiers at a later date. These supporter packs will be available for purchase throughout early access. We'd really like to thank you for your ongoing support. Without you guys, Path of Exile 2 could not have happened. Now, I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. Stick around, because coming up next, we have a live Q&A with Ziggy D.
This is the end of the video. Listen, guys, look. We sat through an hour and 20-minute video about a free-to-play game that has an incredible amount of content. It is hard for you to play games like this and then divvy it. Like, you can like what you like, spend your money on whatever, but it's to know, like, when you have games like this or Baldur's Gate 3, where there's like, hey, there's quality, you know, things like that, content, shit like that. But this is free. This is incredible. I will be playing this on launch. December 6th, this game comes out, so it's 12 days away. I will be playing this. I will be streaming this. Marvel Rivals, I will be playing. I made the joke of like, I'll play whatever doesn't fuck up, and I mean that. Like, whatever one's available. It's a launch day for two big, massive games. But I'm most likely going to be focusing on Path of Exile 2, with some Marvel Rivals in between, like on some like just palate cleanser. I don't know. Marvel Rivals 2, I mean, Marvel Rivals looks incredible. I will be playing it, but I need to play this. It has been we have two games that are coming out that I'm excited for a lot of reasons, but this is next level. Yeah, I'm tapped in. I'm definitely tapped in. I gotta see. You know what? Let me see. Let's go to pathofexile2.com real fast. See what they got. Let me see it. It's the features. Where's my account? Log in. Log me in, gango. Where's the? Is it? Where is it? PO2. 2 supporter pack. Let's see those supporter packs. Okay, let's look at those. Oh man, so this is $30. You get a key, 300 points, and a digital soundtrack. Okay, that's whack. I don't care about that. So this is the first one, $60. Here's the other one with the this is cool. It's just I don't really care for the top part. If just the bottom part is fucking incredible looking with the hands and shit. $100. The Thaumaturge of the Vol supporter. This one's really cool. I like that, and you get the t-shirt. $240, and you get both that. Did you get this one, Vicken? You did. Okay. No, I didn't buy a $10,000 PC. I did not buy a PC at all. Oh, man. I don't care about the art book at all. Like, I don't care. I don't care about any of these. I don't. It's the stained glass deal. It's this shit. Hold on. It's this. This is. Oh man.
Sir. Axe skin. Navigate as you choose.
It's this.
Why restrict yourself to just one island when you can liberate more? The Beacon of Salvation hideout comes equipped with your own collection of small islands and personal operators of boats that you can use to row between them. Just walk to the piers, click a boat to enter, and navigate as you choose. Decorate each island as you see fit to best represent your well-earned hideout. Everyone in your hideout can use their own boat. Why not have some races? You can also get the Window to Twilight portal effect, a beautiful mosaic piece of art that shatters and reveals a gateway to your desired destination as you approach it. As you walk away, the glass magically reforms back to its original form. Rule in style with the Throne of the Ruler map device. Sure, this map device can create portals to in-game maps, but it also comes with a throne you can sit on to oversee your growing kingdom.
I can't look at that. Oh man. Well, from now until then, I'll have a sub goal. Oh man, it's gorgeous. It's just this. It's this, and it's this also.
Look down on the plebeians running your maps. Down on the plebeians running your maps.
And it's this thing too.
Being the Liberator, though, is not just about sitting on your throne all day. If you do decide to join the fight yourself, you can leave a High Priest in charge as your second in command. Liberator of Wraeclast supporters will also get a set of varied weapon skins. The Light of Divinity Scepter skin. Redemption Shield skin. Of course,
That shield's incredible.
events in Wraeclast's history. The battle between a powerful exile and Kitava, the Insatiable. With the help of two deities, Sin and Innocence, the exile was able to defeat him once and for all. It's 215 long, and Exile has a tradition of letting the community participate in designing.
This.
And finally, Path of Exile has a tradition of letting the community participate in designing game features. For Path of Exile 2, we'll be adding the Twilight Order Foil Reliquary. By becoming a Liberator of Wraeclast supporter, once Path of Exile 2 is released, you will be able to select any unique item you have found and be able to drop it from the Reliquary. Once players have submitted their items, keys to the Reliquary will start dropping, and other players will be able to find foil versions of uniques that you have submitted, along with a message for the lucky player. The more players submit the same unique, the more chances there will be for the Reliquary to drop them, so
That's
choose
cool.
wisely. Now, almost all of these items are available to use in PoE 1 right now. There are a few exceptions where the item class clearly...
Fantastic. I mean, this is really good. I'm dead serious. I might have to sell that CS skin. Where's... We open this shit up real fast. What's my Counter-Strike knife worth, man? Yeah, man. It might be time to get rid of that knife. Where's my inventory? My CF knife. Where's Counter-Strike? I think I got some Dwarf Fortress also, or Team Fortress 2 stuff also, but I got PoE stuff here too. Try again later. I can't. Where's CS? Where's the knife? Yeah, this thing's worth $1,000 right now. Like, no bullshit. It's worth $1,000. Yep, one sold in the last 24 hours for $1,035. Yeah, I got one right here. This is my M9 Bayonetta, and I got it for free. There's two games I streamed a lot of, and that was CS and FIFA. So, like, I have some, like, Team Liquid skins that are... This is a sticker that you put on a gun. I got it for $53. This is old shit, 2014. This is quite a time. Where's my other one? 2016. You know what I mean? Like, I could probably sell all of my stickers. Columbia. Yeah, I could probably sell all my stickers and probably get a good chunk of change. There are none of these on the market. $11. 11. Yeah, Columbus. Where's the other ones? This is Stat Tract Night Terror. It's $7 and ain't shit. And I got a Katowice sticker on it. This probably is worth money too. That ain't shit. I'm doing some math in my head. I'm sorry, I have the banana gun. $3. There's another stat track I have in here. $70 for that joint, $69 actually. It's the AK skin. Oh, $58 for my red line, 72 for my atomic alloy. There, this one right here, 36. But again, I buy power cologne. These, I mean, this could probably be worth a little bit more because of it. Anyway, yeah. All right. We got some decisions.
It doesn't
to make.
exist.
We got some decisions to make. Anyway, yeah, I don't really have much to say right now. I am not overwhelmed, but I'm very excited. Yeah. Videos will go up tomorrow covering this. If you missed most of this, I'm gonna upload this as a whole to YouTube. Also, if you missed my me talking about Marvel Rivals and that today, I'm gonna upload that as well. I'm still gonna troubleshoot my PC to see what the fuck happened. You know what I mean? It's 11:42. I really don't like ending the streams when I do because of my mouse issue or whatever. I said I was gonna be playing Stalker tonight, but I'm not. I think I'm gonna end it on that note. I'm going to be live tomorrow at some point, but I will tell you guys, I'm not joking. We are 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 days. We are 12 days away from December 6th. I'm not joking. I will be streaming. I will be streaming the fuck out of Path of Exile. If it's up. Whichever game is up, I'll be playing that first. But Path of Exile, I'm going to be putting at the top of that queue because I'm just, you know what I mean? Very excited for it. So, anyway, if you guys haven't already, if you get a chance, this would mean something to me. Because, again, I'm going to try it and see what I can pull. You never know where things take you. I have time right now. But please go follow the YouTube channel. I'm out here doing my thing. And yeah, I uploaded some Stalker, all that shit. I will have a good night. Thank you again, my boy James. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you guys for subbing to both this channel, following this channel, subbing on the YouTube channel, and also my Blue Sky. I gotta figure out a better way to promote that because I don't really necessarily know how to. It's at Base the Rock, but it's weird. Anyway, just go follow those. I'm shelling right now. Yeah.